Hello everyone, welcome to the first episode of our video podcast and our first episode of public speaking. I'm Todo Faraday Bernoulli Sibuya and I'm the lecturer of this course. So public speaking, this is a phrase that we often hear these days especially. So public speaking is speaking activities which are done in public. What are the examples? Well, I think you already know the examples of public speaking. Delivering speeches in front of group of people, your friends, your colleague, or total strangers. So speaking in public means you deliver speeches or you do presentations in front of a group of people who may or may not be your friends. Now, what are the purposes of doing public speaking? Because public speaking, when people hear this phrase, they are dreadful. They dread the phrase public speaking because they think that public speaking is very tough job. It's a very tough duty. Many people prefer not to do public speaking. They will let other people do it. Well, I'll tell you the benefits of public speaking. When you speak in public, you have the chance to make your ideas public. So you have wonderful ideas, you have great, amazing ideas. Why do you keep those ideas to yourself? Why don't you share it with people around you? It don't it doesn't have to be your friends. It can be your colleagues or even strangers. So public speaking is your best opportunity to make your ideas public. So it's not just you who has or knows about the idea, but many people know about the ideas, and most importantly, they know that those ideas are from you. So by speaking in public, you tell people these are my ideas, and I'm the first who say it. If you keep the ideas to yourself, perhaps somebody else also have the same inspiration and they will have the same idea, and that person will bring out that idea and people will hear, listen to it, and they will think that those ideas come from that person, not from you. So share your ideas, whether your ideas are beneficial or not, or whether your ideas are true or not. By speaking it in public, you make those ideas public. And by sharing ideas, you can influence people. You cannot influence people if you never share your ideas. By doing public speaking, you do not only spread the ideas, but you also have the ability to spread the ideas and expect those ideas influence people. So public speaking is very important. And these days, public speaking is a quality that every organization and companies need. Every companies and organization need public speaking quality because, well, the director, the manager don't always have time to do presentation or public speaking. So the staff will have to do it. You talk about career promotion, then public speaking is one of the way to promote yourself, to make people see you, to make people know you. So by doing public speaking, you do not only make your ideas public, you also make public notice you. So don't shy away from public speaking opportunity. That's your best chance to make people know you, to make people learn about you. So I'm going to talk about history, public speaking. Well, in the past, public speaking is a quality that every great thinker had. We're talking about Alexander the Great, Socrates, Demosthenes, Cicero, Pericles, Aristotle. These people are great thinkers, and they don't just think, they don't just create ideas, but they also share their ideas. They spread their ideas through what? Internet? No, internet didn't exist in the past. So they did it the most classical way, talking, talking to a group of people. They didn't care whether they were talking to 5 people, 10 people, 20 people, or hundreds of people. They talk because they had the mission that I had these ideas and I want people to also know about these ideas. So they talk, they use every opportunity to talk in public because they have the mission of spreading these ideas. And this tradition was also followed by the next great thinkers such as Frederick Douglass, Napoleon, William, Abraham Lincoln. These people see public speaking as an art. It's not just an art of speaking, but it is also an art of spreading ideas, an art of influencing people with ideas. As time went by, what used to be an art becomes a skill. This is continued by Winston Churchill, John Kennedy, Martin Luther King, Mahatma Gandhi, Charles de Gaulle, Dale Carnegie, Ralph Smedley, Harold Laswell. These people increase public speaking as an art into public speaking as a skill. Take a look at Dale Carnegie. This is the man who had written many books about public speaking. And one of his best books is The Art of Talking and Influencing People. Dale Carnegie. He elevated the art of public speaking into the skill of public speaking. And in digital age like today, public speaking tradition still continues by people like Sheryl Sandberg, Barack Michelle Obama, Steve Jobs. If you like watching YouTube, then you probably know there's a channel on YouTube, TED, that showcases many brilliant, amazing public speaking videos. Also in Twitter, YouTube, Toastmasters, even in the digital age like today, public speaking is still both an art and a skill. So the tradition of public speaking has started from the classical age. In ancient Egypt, there was a handbook about public speaking written 4,500 years ago. And in India, China, Africa, even Aztecs, the public speaking quality is a sign of eloquence, and eloquence was highly prized in those civilizations. In classical Greece and Rome, public speaking played a central role in education and civic life. So great thinkers were and are great public speakers. Now you have the question of public speaking and conversation. What are the differences? What are the similarities? Aren't they just the same? Well, yes or no. In terms of similarities, both public speaking and conversation are logically organized. They have beginning, middle, and end. And then every public speaking and conversation has a purpose, so the message will be tailored to listeners. And just and public speaking conversation also use dramatic effect. In public speaking, you see people shout it, scream, or they talk fast. It also happens in conversation. In conversation, when you are talking, having dialogue with your friends, you also use dramatic effect, like when you speak loud and then suddenly you whisper, and you also adapt to listeners' feedback. So those are the similarities between public speaking and conversations. However, the difference between public speaking and conversation lies in three areas. Public speaking is highly structural. So just like conversation, public speaking has beginning, middle, and end. But it's not just having three parts. Public speaking has a thesis. Conversation doesn't have a thesis. Public speaking also requires formal language. We seldom hear people doing public speaking in slang or casual language. Whether it is presentations, business presentations, public speaking, political speech, every speech, most speeches use formal language. That's the nature of public speaking. And it doesn't happen in conversation. When you're having conversation, whether it is formal or informal, there is a tendency that you mix informal and formal language. But in public speaking, mostly people use formal language, no slang. And unlike conversation, public speaking requires distinctive delivery. So the way you deliver presentation, the way you deliver political speech, farewell speech, wedding speech will not be the same with having conversation with your colleagues in the office. So these are the differences between public speaking and conversation. Now the problem with public speaking for most people are confidence. Many people are not confident doing public speaking because of stage fright. According to a study by Gallup in 2005, 42% of Americans are afraid to speak before a group of people. 42% of Americans are afraid to speak in public. This is an amazing number because of this stage fright. Well, I'll tell you, nervousness is normal. According to psychologists and psychiatrists, nervousness is normal. So there is nothing to worry. When you are nervous, it is actually a sign that you are psyched up, which means you are ready. So when you are nervous, you are actually ready to deliver your speech or presentation. So why bother? Instead of thinking of stage fright, you should focus on stage excitement. Make your speech, your presentation exciting. Don't think of it of something that will put you to death. Think of public speaking as something that will promote your career or make you famous. So be confident. Nervousness is normal. If you want to deal with nervousness, then these are the suggestions. First, collect speaking experience. You cannot be confident if you have zero experience. So, confident people are experienced people. So, if you want to be a confident public speaker, confident presenter, then you must have many experience in doing public speaking. Secondly, you have to prepare. Prepare, prepare, prepare. When you prepare something before you execute, then you will have the confidence when you execute that. You also need to think positive. If you only put negative things in your mind, then your view of the world will also be negative. But if you put positive things in your mind, then you will have a positive view of the world. So think positive. And when you have your speech ready, rehearse and visualize your speech, what your speech is going to be like. And remember, when you are nervous, nervousness isn't visible. Only you can feel it. Only you can feel that you are nervous. People in front of you, they don't know you are nervous. They cannot see it, let alone feel it. So why bother? And lastly, don't go for perfection. It is true that you have to do your speeches well, but it doesn't mean that you have to do it perfectly. Don't put a goal too high. Make it make your goal as doing your public speaking well, not doing it perfectly. So be realistic. This is how you deal with nervousness. Collect speaking experience, prepare your speeches, think positive, visualize your speech, and remember, nervousness isn't visible. Only you can feel it, only you can see it. Lastly, this is my suggestion. When you do public speaking, think of positive body posture. Like these pictures. These pictures shows great people, famous people who display positive body language. What I mean with positive body language is look at them. Look at all those photos. They use open body postures. Their hands are moving and their hands don't close their body. In fact, their hands are open. That makes you a good public speaker in the eyes of your audience. When you put your hands in front of your body, when you cross your hands in front of your body, it will appear that you are hiding something. But if you open your hands and you can make people see your body, see your chest, see your tummy, then you show your audience that you have nothing to hide. So this is positive body language. And then make gestures like Steve Jobs. He makes gesture by pointing his fingers. Or like the woman on the right top, she's raising her hands high. So use hand gestures. Open your body. Be positive. That's what a good public speaker must do. So in the end, public speaking is not just what you say, but also how you say it. So your speeches can be very, very beautiful, but if you don't deliver it in a great way, then your speeches will be boring, it will not be interesting, people will not remember it, and certainly you cannot influence people. So don't stop in making beautiful speeches, but you also have to think and create a way to make you deliver your speeches in an exciting and memorable way. When people are excited to see and listen your speech and they can remember your speech, then they will be influenced. So that's my intro to public speaking. I'll see you again in next video podcast. Please study our book and see you later.